Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. I'm just lining this one up so that I can set the hired help going once again. And then we can head back to the yard and carry on putting all of our stuff away after having cleaned it and polished it and repaired it and done everything else to it that we need to do. So that one is going to go herring off up across there without any issues whatsoever. It's going to do a wonderful, wonderful job. And we are going to go back over to this one. And I'm going to try and get that one shunted in there beside that mower. Now, it is a little bit more tricky reversing these because of the unfortunate habit of the wheels on the back of turning. Now, sometimes you can use that to your advantage, if you're ever so careful. And you can get that turn to actually aid you, but half the time I end up getting it wrong. I end up misjudging it ever so slightly, and then it doesn't work out quite so well. But that's not too bad, I think. That's not too bad, really. So we'll dump that one there, and we'll go and get our next piece of machinery. That one does not have very long left at all. Then we will go back to our normal 5 times speed. What we will also be able to do is start well, after we've skipped the night, we will then go and do the spraying. That's the final job that we've got left to do, is do all the spraying. So we're going to take this one and hose it off. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And then we can put this one away in the shed. So we'll jump off of there and grab you. Like that. Yeah, I think I might move that workshop. I think I'd like to have the workshop over here somewhere rather than where it is right now. It doesn't need to be close to this one. It could actually be down in the main yard rather than just up here. There we go. Let's just finish hosing that one off. I'm kind of thinking we'll move this one out of the way. That one does need to be cleaned off anyway. I haven't cleaned it. And then we could put the workshop right here. That would actually fit quite nicely right there. It's not going to be in the way of anything. And it would make it quite easy for running any repairs, that sort of thing. And I could actually have it so that the icon bit is right here on this end. So then when we drive round the loop, we're there with the workshop. And then it's got the added bonus of not being right in our way over here as well, which would be a good thing. So we'll go to there and we'll repair that one. Thank you very much. And then if I anchor around here, I'll go and put this one away in the shed. Then we need to do something with that trailer. Well, we do need to do something with the trailer, but we won't do anything with the trailer just yet. I'll leave the trailer where it is for a minute. The mower can go in here. That one will go in front of this other mower. It will fit quite nicely in there. There we go. A little bit more. Actually, I got loads of room here. I got more room than I thought I had. Okay, so we drop that one down there. And we unhitch, so that one will stay there. And yeah, well, that trailer, I'll leave that one there for a minute and we'll get the stump grinder on. I mean, I've got stumps that I want to grind off anyway. It's just I don't particularly want to do them with this tractor because he struggles so much with the stump grinder. That being said, we could go and do a little bit with it, I suppose. Maybe we'll do just a few while that one over there is working. Let me bring your son in round. I don't want to get too close to any of the trees that we've just cut because the stump grinder is now my own modified version of it rather than the original one. It cuts and grinds much bigger and deeper. It's also more likely to cause problems. Right. We do have to turn it off whenever we use it with this tractor, but it's also more likely to cause problems with the logs that are there. It could very well end up completely removing the logs, completely destroying them, and I really, really don't want to do that. So I'm just going to take it slowly, a little bit to a time. There we go. And do that one there. And then we'll go on up the hill, because there's several stumps up here that I didn't do from last time. There's quite a few up here, actually, that I didn't do previously. And can I move forward enough? I can move forward a little bit. Move forward slowly. It is very, very slow going, but it's slow enough that it's actually taking out those stumps that are there and doing a nice job of it as well. So I'm not too sorry about that, to be honest. And, right, Helper G has completed their task, so I will take out just a few more stumps right here, and then we will go back to Helper G. Just make sure he's doing alright. There's that stump. Taking that one out, and then there's another one over here, and there's one just above us that I want to do as well. So get that one there. And then there's one up there. I know that there's more over there, but I'm going to leave those. I suppose we could always go and get the other tractor and hook it onto this stump grinder and do some stuff with it. That could work. Right. I want to lift that one up. There we go. Right. It's lifted up in the air for a minute. I will come racing back down through here. Like this. And I'm just going to leave it hooked onto the tractor for a second. There. And the tractor is down the other end of the field. Right, did you finish properly? It did indeed finish properly, and we've still got half a tank of seed left over. So we've done very well as far as the seed is concerned on this one. Which means that I do now need to change the time scale. So we're on 5 times speed. We've still got fertilizer to apply to the field, and we've got herbicide to apply to the field. So well, we're not going to have time now to do a full coat of fertilizer, are we? Not before 8 o'clock. Actually, you know, we might. We might well do. Let's just stop you here a second. We'll deal with you in a minute. And we will come over and we will grab you. I'll move you forward a bit. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that one down. Like that. I'm going to unhitch it, and then I'm going to go and get the fertilizer spreader on, and I'm going to start fertilizing the field. Because this will be done at the 5 times speed. We don't need to slow time down or anything like that for it. Open that one up and refill. Close it back over again. And then I'm going to start from here. And I'm going to go this way round the field. Like this. Right. Off we go. Let's go and do once around this field. That is going to then complete all the fertilizer spreading that we need to do on this field. And the only thing that we will have, we've done lime, we've done ploughing, that'll be 2 coats of fertilizer. The only thing that we're going to have left is the weed killer. We're going to need to put the herbicide on. We'll do that after we've done, well, in the morning. That's what we'll do in the morning. That's going to be the first task that we do. We will load up the new sprayer with herbicide, and then we will spray the entire field with herbicide. So let's bring this one up here. We've got herbicide there. We don't actually need to go and buy any more. At least I'm hoping that we're not going to need to buy any more, because we don't have a herbicide tank here anywhere. So it's not like we can go and fill any up anywhere. And I'm going to press H there, and I'm going to let hired help just run down the field here. Once I've done this, one pass down through, I'm then going to continue to drive right round the edge of the field and do one layer all the way around the edge. Before I set the hired help going again over on the other side to start working its way across and finish. Shouldn't take too long, actually, because it goes at a reasonable speed, 12 miles an hour, and it's got a reasonable spread on it as well, so we should, well, I don't see that, I can't see any reason why we won't get this finished before midnight, before 8 PM when we're supposed to stop. Right, let's turn off the hired help a minute, and bring that back round over here, and then I can start going along here and spreading at the same time. As the sign has grown back again, right there, we've got the odd little spot where we've put too much, where we've sort of done a double coat of fertilizer. There's not very much of it. There is the odd little bit. Most of the field, though, is not going to be like that. So the hired help should be able to go over the whole field without causing us any problems. We've got one little bit right here that's getting a double coat. Getting too much. It doesn't actually need any more, but there's only a little tiny bit. It just seems to be a bit where it's overlapped. And now it's coming away from that, and it should be alright again. I go racing back up through here just for the last little bit, and then we can come down and we can set our hired help going, and hopefully The hired help isn't going to do anything daft because of the little bits that we've got here and there that are already done. And it will just work his way across the field. This is what, well, this is what I'm hoping. But as we all know, it doesn't always work out quite as well as we hoped. Sometimes it decides to do things of its own accord for very strange reasons that nobody can ever quite fathom. Even advanced computer programmers look at it and scratch their heads and say, yeah, you get people just look at the hired help and say, dude, is everything alright at home? Really? Is everything alright with you? Because sometimes you do wonder. You do wonder if the hired help really does have everything together, or if there's something quite serious going on in the background, and that is what is causing all of these problems. Let's go and have a look in here a minute, and growth, and then go over to there. And because of where I've gone around, it was only like on the edges that you had the couple bits where it was like double skinning it. So doesn't need the rest of it, all of the stuff in the middle now. It should just be one nice, even, easy coat that will go all the way across the field, and then that'll be that. There won't be any more issues. Everything will be easy and tickety-boo and wonderful. At least that's what I'm hoping. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one to just carry on. I'm just going to make sure he does indeed do his turnaround here, because sometimes in the triangle bit here he does get a little bit confused, but he seems to be coping with it. He's turned around properly there, and he's sort of backed up as far as he needs to. Okay, that one's going to keep going over there, so I'm going to jump back over to this one. We're going to hose this one off. Actually, you know what we're going to do first before we go hosing that one off? I'm going to go into the garage, and I'm going to sell my workshop, which is, at the moment, just a toolbox. That's all we've got for our workshop. Is that one right there, is our toolbox. So I'm going to sell that one back, yes, because unfortunately, the game doesn't allow you to move things around. I'd really like it if it did, but it's just one of those things that we can't have at the moment. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but we can find ways around it by doing things like this. So I've got that. I can use that one again, or we can not have an alternative because I don't have an alternative mod activated at the moment. I've got that vehicle workshop there, the actual vehicle workshop, which I could use, but I don't have the money for that one at the moment. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to go back to using this one again. We're going to zoom in a little bit like this, and you can see a little orange spot there. So I'm going to bring that one around, and there, you can see the little green disc on there where the orange spot is. So if I put that just on the edge of the grass right there, I think that would be a good spot to have our tools in our workshop bit. So I'm going to do that, but then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go into the landscaping mode, and we're going to go to this bit, like here. I'm going to switch to this bit here. I'm also going to change the modification. Oh. Well, how do I rotate that a 1/4 turn? Because of the shape of everything, that's not how I want it. Alright, well, I'll change it back to this one. Then I need to go tab so that we've got concrete right there. That's white concrete. I don't have the option for slabs. That's white concrete there. I kind of wanted to have some slabs, but this isn't slabs. So what we'll do is we'll go with this, and we'll do a little bit of a concrete pad. Like that. Just in white. There. And I'm going to turn around a little bit. Right, I've got a little bit of grass there. I wonder if I can remove the grass. Yeah, there we go. I can push the grass back a little bit by doing it like that. Doesn't want to move back any further. And I can bring that along there like that. There we go. And then all I got is that little bit there to bring out. Right, that's quite good. I like that. We've got a little square pad for concrete that we can do a bit of work on. And it's not too big. It's not too intrusive. It doesn't sort of stick out a really long way or anything daft like that. But it's there. It's enough that we've got something that we can work on. So we've got a nice hard surface that we can do any necessary work on the farm. Do any necessary work on any machinery. It's a lot better to have a concrete surface to work on than it is to stick it on a dirt surface. It just helps to keep things a little bit cleaner, especially if you're like playing around with oil and stuff like that. It's easier to clean up any oil spills if it's just on a bit of pad of concrete than it is onto dirt. Now, I don't know what the environmental laws are like in the US, but certainly in the UK, if you're working on any machinery and you're likely to have an oil spill, they do get a bit funny about oil soaking into dirt. They do get funny about it. I don't know if there's any particular laws about it, but I do know that the Environment Agency can get rather funny about used engine oil soaking down into dirt if you're not managing it properly. If you've got it on a concrete surface, you can soak it up, and with sand or kitty litter, I think, is quite a common thing. Well, it's sort of like kitty litter, but it's for oil. It wouldn't surprise me if it was exactly the same product with just a different name on the bag. And you use that and you mop it all up, and then it's job done. You don't have to worry about it. You do have to dispose of the stuff properly, but that's a minor detail. So, yeah. I don't know what the laws are in the US or other countries for that matter, but here in the UK, I don't actually know what the laws are, but I know that they can get funny with you if you don't take proper precautions against things, against oil being spilt, that sort of thing. So you do have to be a bit careful. Now, this expensive drill here, considering just how expensive it is, ought really to have a nice place in a shed, and that's what we're going to do. But what I'm going to do first is, apparently I'm going to cycle through every machine I own. We're going to go over here and just check how our tractor is doing. It's doing a great job. There's a little double skin bit down over there, but that's kind of to be expected. We'll have a look on here. It's covering everything. Don't know if the hired help is going to finish the job before it's time to stop work. You know, I never actually said that that the hired help had to stop work for overnight. I've got to stop work overnight, and I've got to then skip the night. But there's nothing to say that the hired help can't just keep going. Sometimes they do. Sometimes hired help likes to have a bit of extra money. You know, that they'll earn a few extra pennies by staying out overnight and getting a nighttime premium. You work after X o'clock, then you get a nighttime premium, or you certainly do in the UK. By law, you're required to get a premium past a certain time of the day. I don't know what the situation is in the US on that front. I've got no clue. Now, I'm going to use this tractor for the sprayer because the other tractor is quite an old tractor. Therefore, the air filters on the other tractor are probably inadequate. They're probably not going to be sufficient to filter out the particulates that would come in from the sprayer here. And we're using herbicides. It's not the nicest of stuff. New tractors like this, they have some pretty good filtration systems on them, so you can then just go and hook the sprayer up on them and it should be reasonably safe. So I'm hoping that's what we can do here. Now, I've got a bucket of herbicide over this side, so we'll go and load this one up now, as we've still got a little bit of time before nightfall. Right there, we've got 10 minutes, so we can load this one up. So I'm going to bring that one over to there, and we're going to zoom in a little bit, just so that we can see us loading it up. Let's put some lights on. Okay, that's just a bright glare, but still, it's fine. We'll work with the bright glare, and then we will start loading it up like this. 2,000 litres an hour. I can just make out a dial dropping down to the bottom over there. Okay, that one's loaded up with 1,300 litres. And turn all my lights off. I'm going to anchor you around over here like this, and you're going to stop there. Like that. You're ready for the morning. You're all ready to go. And I am going to go back over here. It's got one more pass up across the field, and then that one will be finished as well. But that's going to be too late for us, so the hired help is going to work through the night while we go and get some sleep. Then they'll get some sleep in the morning, having earned a little bit of extra money, which will keep them very happy. So I want to go like this, and I want to skip 11 hours. There. A little bit of rain coming in. Hopefully the hired help will have finished before the rain started. I mean, technically they won't because they don't actually go faster, but you know what I mean. They should have done. If it's raining, we can't go and put the herbicide on the field. Can we? We can't put herbicide on the field if it's raining. And also, I'm going to end up having this crop jump forward. Well, in theory, we shouldn't put the herbicide on the field if it's raining. I got 40 litres of fertilizer left to go. We've got weeds on here. I got this one strip down through here. 25 litres. 20 litres. Are we going to do it? Is it going to get all the way down there? 10, 9. No, it's not. We're going to be left with a tiny little bit right there that didn't actually get sprayed. Such a small quantity, I'm thinking about not bothering with it. I've got to do it. I've got to go and get the fertilizer and do that little tiny bit, because the idea of our experiment is to make sure that we get the maximum possible yield off of the field. So I've got no choice. I've got to do this. I've got to go and get the fertilizer and do this. Then we can get our sprayer underway. And you're not supposed to do this while it's raining. It's not a good idea to do the spraying in the rain, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, actually, no. The case, it does have row crop tires on it, doesn't it? We do have the option for row crops with the case, so we'll wait until it stops raining, and then we'll put the row crops on it. So let's just bring you back over to there and take that cover off, and then load you up with 283 litres of fertilizer, which is everything that I can get. And I've got 1,300 litres of fertilizer on board of herbicide, which means I've got 700 litres left in that tank. There is the possibility that the tractor... There is the possibility that we're... not the tractor. There is the possibility that we're going to run out of fertilizer, of herbicide. Now, where is... Can you see the patch? The last little bit that we've got to do. There's my tractor tires. Right there. And just make them out. That's where I want to be. I'll bring you back a bit. Like that. And then press H. Like that. It should coat the rest of it. There we go. Okay, so we've now got all of it. There's one tiny little bit there and one tiny little bit there. I don't know that I'm even going to be able to get those bits, because I'm not quite sure where... Well, this one here should be simple enough. It should be somewhere around here. There. Should have gotten it. Yes. The other one is up the top side of the stone up there. There should be a tiny little bit up there. We won't actually be able to see it on the ground, though. This is just going to be pure guesswork, finding where that little spot is. But if we're going to do this, if I've gone to all the effort of loading it back up again, then I'm going to find it. I'm just going to do a pass up across there. Right, let's have a look. Okay, I've got it. And there's two little spots. Those spots there, they're not going to make any difference whatsoever, are they? Let's be honest. Those two little tiny bits there, they are not going to make a difference. Right. That's that bit done. So we'll bring this one back in here, and I think I will... I'll put the fertilizer spinner at the back. That one can go back there, and we'll put the herbicide sprayer in front of it, and then we can always change them round afterwards if we need to. Shouldn't make too much difference. Now, do I... no, I'm not going to leave it on... I'm going to leave it for 5 times speed at the moment, because I want to get this one on so that I can go and clean the sheep up for the morning. I know that we can do that twice a day just to improve things for the sheep, And I've still forgotten to go and make the necessary adjustments to the joystick dead zone. So I've still got it moving itself around. I need to do that. As soon as I finish recording, I must remember to go and do that so that I don't have it constantly moving, which is becoming a little bit of a jolly nuisance. Right. Pick that one up like that. Move back over this way. And then we can tip that out. 341 litres of grass in there. Excellent. We'll keep them happy. Let's go and have a look and see how our sheep are doing. We've got 72 sheep in here now. Grass and hay is fine. So we've only got room for another 8 sheep. And their reproduction rate is every 14 hours right now. So every day we're getting 2 sheep, essentially. Not obviously, it's a little bit less than 2 sheep per day. For a minute, I thought I was going to lose all my hay, but we're not running seasons on here. And I have had people asking me if I can do seasons with the hardcore series. I don't want to do that. I'm already using seasons on 2 series, because I'm using it on the time-lapse as well. And I do like to be able to have both sorts going. I like to have the base game going as well. So I'm gonna... This one I don't have plans to put seasons into this one. And I'll bring that into there. Leave that bit. And... Right, before I go and commit to fast-forwarding time, I'm going to just drive this one round to the workshop. And we're going to see if we can put care wheels, row crop tyres, onto this tractor. I'm not entirely sure. I think we can. I think that was one of the things I looked at when I bought it. So let's go to customize and wide tyres, narrows. Yes. Okay, perfect. We can use narrow tyres. So we will customize that. Actually, no, don't do that yet. Just in case it doesn't actually switch over before we stop. Well, you know what? We're going to need it. We're going to need it because... Oh, I haven't actually put the crop destruction back on. And I did say I was going to keep the crop destruction on. You know, we spoke about this at length, and quite a lot of you did say don't have the crop destruction on. But the arguments in favour of it, I felt, were better arguments than the ones against it. So, as I've said before, I don't always guarantee that, you know, if it was a straight poll, then yeah, I go on what the poll says, but I don't do that many polls anymore. I know that some of you would like me to go back to doing them, and I probably will at some point, but at the moment I don't. I sort of go off the comments. And yes, the majority of the comments said don't have crop destruction, you don't like it, but we are doing... I don't have plant withering. I'm leaving the plant withering off, so we will keep the crop destruction. We will keep that bit, so that we do have some penalties for different things that we do in the game. So if we go driving on the crops when we're not supposed to, then there is at least a penalty for that. Right, wheel weights, standards, twins, rear twins, narrows. That's what I want right there. Customize, it costs 0, and I can do that, fortunately. And we'll do that. I don't know if anybody remembers when FS15 first came out, and they had the whole workshop with changing the wheels. No, FS17, sorry. You weren't able to change, even though it didn't cost anything, if you didn't have positive money on your bank account, you weren't able to actually change tyres, and it was a real nuisance. It took them a little while to patch that one. They did eventually patch it, but it was a genuine jolly nuisance to start with. It really was. Now, this trailer over here, right, this is one of those sorts of trailers where if you're going to store it outside, you would store it not like this. You wouldn't store it so that it was flat down like this and filling up with water. You would tip it up a bit. It doesn't have a cover. See, no cover. Which means that we're kind of stuck with the trailer exactly as it is. I'm going to fast forward time a bit now. I've got it on 120 times speed for a minute now. We'll leave that until it stops raining. So the idea here is I want it to stop raining. I'm not going to put herbicide on the field until after the rain has stopped. And once the rain has stopped, then we will go and put herbicide on the field. So there's that one done. I'm going to put that back there. Now, oh, I will repair the trailer because I haven't done that yet. And then I gotta find somewhere to put it. I could just put it in the middle of the island here with this other stuff. Probably be the best place to put it, actually. We'll see. Right, let's run around here. Like that. You can have a little tiny bit of repair. And don't need much, but a little bit. Always gonna help. Any little bits can help. I'm gonna put this one over in front of the barn. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna put this one over here. I'm gonna drive this one over here. And I'm gonna store this one right here next to this shed over here. That's where that one's gonna go. So you do sometimes, on a farm, you do go and store things in odd places here and there. Okay, it's now stopped. So we go back to 5 times speed. It stopped raining, which means that we are ready to go and start doing our spraying. I will deal with that one in a little while. And I'm going to keep the... Yeah, we've got the row crop tires on, and it hasn't actually progressed to the next stage, but I'm quite happy for it to do that. We'll just leave it exactly as it is. And we're going to bring you out to here. And go like that. And we'll unfold right here. Right. Let's see how well this tractor copes with doing the spraying. We've got a nice little sprayer here. It's not the widest of sprayers, but it's still pretty good. It will do the job quite nicely. Bring you up like that. And I'd say he's probably okay like that. And away we go. Right. I'll do this right up into the corner first, and then we can head down across the field. I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to do once around the edge, and then we'll set some hired help helping it. And that used up 26 litres of herbicide just to do that little bit along there. I don't know if that's an indication that we're going to have problems to, completing it. We have got another 700 litres available in that tank over there. So we've got more that we can go and get and we can put into the sprayer should we need it. But is that going to be enough overall to finish everything? That's the big question. That's the one that I'm not quite sure about. We definitely don't have time to finish this today. We've just about we've run out of time, so we'll run this down to the end of the row and then we will stop. And in our next episode, we will finish doing the spraying on the field, and that then will be everything. We will have ploughed, we will have done 2 lots of fertilizer, we will have put lime on the field, and we will have done herbicide across the entire field. So this then will give us absolute maximum yield. Now remember, the last time we did it, we did put fertilizer on. We had a double layer of fertilizer on, but we didn't have anything else. So we didn't have it ploughed, we had no lime, and we didn't have herbicide. So it's going to be interesting to see if the calculation given to us by and I'm really sorry that I can't remember your name, but person said about 80-something thousand to complete this. It's going to be interesting if that was right. I think it was about 84,000 is what he said. So yeah, we'll see if that does actually fit in, because of and yeah, he showed the maths, he showed how he worked it out. So in theory, it should be right. We'll see if what Giants have said sort of matches up with that. But anyway, I have run out of time, so I'm not going to do any more now. I'm just going to leave this one right here. We will come back to that one. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.